WeVideo and Hovercam is open up or have your Hovercam. Now, all of you have the Hovercam with you, right?
Yes.
You do need to make sure before we even open WeVideo from ClassLink Launchpad to plug in your Hovercam directly into your laptop. So you would take the orange cord and take that USB and plug it in on either side. It should not matter which side. Carrie, it can be plugged into your docking station. Just know that if you have any issues, that you would just unplug it from your docking station and then plug it directly into your laptop. Okay. Okay, you guys, if you had WeVideo open before we got started, I actually want you to close it. And the reason is you should never start WeVideo until you know you have your document camera, your Hovercam plugged in. It's not going to show up in WeVideo as a viable option to use. So that's a really important note. So I am in my WeVideo tab, and today we are specifically focusing on how to use our Hovercam in WeVideo. When I'm on WeVideo, there are 4 tabs at the top. I've got Dashboard, Projects, Media, and Exports. I'm going to stay in my dashboard area here, and I'm specifically going to go under the area where it says Create New Video. All right, and I'm going to click on Video. When I do that, it just tells you, let's get started. Where do you want to save this? Just leave it as my project. And then you're going to click Start Editing. Here we go. Yes, thank you. I know. So in WeVideo, when you actually start a project now, you've got even more tabs to look at. I'm going to focus on not the stock media page. We can talk about that a different time. But instead, I want you to click on the tab to the right of that says My Media. When you click on My Media, it is specifically only the media that you have brought in to WeVideo. So maybe you have clicked under Import. So under the My Media tab, there are 3 options listed there. You can import resources from Google Drive or your computer files itself. You can record or you can narrate. For today's purposes, I wanted to show you record because when you use your Hovercam has 2 things on it for you available. It has the document camera itself that can act as a video camera, and it also has a microphone. So if you look at your Hovercam, you can see that on the right side of the buttons, there are these 2 little holes. That is actually your microphone, okay? So that microphone is an omnidirectional microphone, which means even if you're whispering, it's gonna pick up everything. So when you guys click on record, you have 3 different choices here.
Yep.
Right? So you have webcam, you have screen, and then you have screen and webcam.
Okay.
So what these mean is webcam means that the Hovercam is going to act as just a video camera that's going to see you, or you can put the head of the Hovercam down to see your desk.
Okay.
All right. Screen is going to record anything and everything that you click or do on your computer screen. And then screen and webcam is both.
Okay.
For today, for right now's purposes, I'm going to focus on the webcam feature first. So again, I'm going to back up for a second. I'm on My Media. Yep. I want you to click on Record. And then I want all of you to select Webcam. Then you're going to click Next. You may get a request to ask you to allow. Please make sure you allow your camera and your microphone. Okay. So when you're in WeVideo and you see this record box pop up, now if you look at my screen, there are 2 drop-down boxes here. One says integrated camera, and that camera is the one that's on the top of your laptop monitor screen. It's the one that's facing you. So I'm going to click that drop down arrow, and now you guys, I want you to select Hovercam. Now, do all of you see your face, but it might be upside down? Okay, so on your guys' Hovercam, and I can't show you this because I can't show you how I'm moving it, but look at my screen, and what is happening is the head of your Hovercam is facing downward. I want you to grab the head of the Hovercam and slowly shift it upward until you see your face. So if I click that button in the very middle, it's like a square with two arrows going around it. So if I click that, now it changes my image the other way. If you're still getting a weird image, let me know, because there's something else you might have to do. Oh, Carrie, poor girl. Okay, so Roberta is good. Okay, got it. So ladies, I know. Keep in mind that you clicked that button to flip the image so that you looked normal. And if you're gonna move the head of your Hovercam back down, watch what happens. And I need to grab a document here. I don't even know if I have one. Here, I'll just grab this. So I'm now going to put a document down, and I'm going to take the head of my Hovercam and put it back down and watch what happens. It's upside down for the kids. So if you're going to record, keep in mind when you have the Hovercam head facing you and you're recording yourself, it's going to look normal. The moment you put the head of the Hovercam back down, what are you going to have to push to change that so it goes back to normal?
Let me guess, that little center button.
You bet, Roberta. So when I click that center button, and it's okay if your arm shows up in the video recording, nobody's going to care. So I click that center button, and now the kids can actually see the document that I'm working on. And I can annotate and write, and it can record the whole time. Okay? So I'm going to turn it back up, and now I'm upside down. So I click the button because maybe I want to show my face again. I put the head down. I have to click that center button to get my page to look normal so that I can write over the top. All right. You can also move the neck of the Hovercam up and then adjust the head again to have a taller image. So keep in mind the head and the neck are adjustable as you are video recording. It might make the kids a little seasick, but honestly, it's just fun. So okay, I'm going to pause for a moment. Do you guys understand so far what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, Chris.
I'm good. Do you have to have the Hovercam microphone and then mute your computer microphone so there's no feedback, or can you have them both on?
Oh, that's a great question, because I was going to jump into that next. So if you look at my screen, for the camera, I chose Hovercam. For the microphone, I'm also going to click that drop-down arrow and select Hovercam as well. And the reason is once you select that, it's going to take over and tell the computer microphone, I'm not using you. I'm only using Hovercam. And the reason is because the microphones that are built into your laptops, if I'm being completely honest, they're junk because they're directional microphones. You would literally have to be hovering right over the top of it for your voice to not sound like this.
Then when we are done using the Hovercam to videotape, will we have to go back and do something? Sandy's asking the same thing.
So when you get done recording, I mean, it's up to you because you can use the Hovercam also in your video chats with other people. So like when I have been in on the video chats or the Hangouts meets, I've actually been using my Hovercam the whole time.
Is it that you're saying it's better quality?
It is better quality. The other thing to keep in mind though is that, you know how you guys had the autofocus lock issue? So if you're gonna write or if you're gonna demonstrate, so I'm actually gonna start recording now and I want you to watch my screen. So I selected Hovercam as my video option. I selected Hovercam as my microphone option. And now when I click start recording, I'm going to start with my face. Okay, you'll notice that it gave me a countdown, and now I can actually talk into the camera. Sorry, I use my hands a lot. And then after I'm done giving my verbal directions to the students or my welcome message, then I'm going to move the head of my Hovercam downward. And I'm going to remember to click that middle button to switch the image orientation.
Can I ask a stupid question?
Yep.
Where do you look on the camera so that when your kids are watching the video, it's like you're looking at them and not looking off to the side? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm going to flip it back.
Spot?
Yeah. So let me flip my button here again. So you'll see there's a circle right there on the middle of the head, and below that is a light. So you're going to focus on looking at that circle. And another teacher said to me, well, I'm going to forget what I need to say, so they want to look back at their list, right?
Yeah.
I actually told teachers, put a sticky note right on your Hovercam and lay out maybe a couple of notes or things you want to remember to tell them verbally.
Okay.
So put a sticky note somewhere that's going to make it look like you're still talking to them.
Okay, so the circle above the light is where you should look. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I'm going to move my the head of the Hovercam down because I want to demonstrate something underneath. I'm going to push this middle button. And now please remember to also use your autofocus lock and your zoom in and zoom out buttons. And you can tell the kids, I'm going to focus, just give it a moment here. Because otherwise, when you start demonstrating, it's going to do that constant focusing in and out, and it's going to make the kids seasick. So now you can go ahead and do your demonstration. And when you're done doing your demonstration, remember, even if you make a mistake, it's okay. I would still come back to the recording screen now, and I'm going to click on save. Even if I made a mistake, I'm just going to let it go. I click on save, and now it gives you a preview window. It allows you to play the video. It allows you to save it right away. Or if you really were unsatisfied with it, you can just click on record again. So for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to click on save. And now you'll notice it showed up in my media, and it's doing this buffering line, this little blue buffering line. The longer your video, the longer it's going to take to buffer. So my suggestion is keep your videos short and sweet. Even if you know you're going to be demonstrating multiple things, maybe record multiple videos then, so you don't have to sit and wait for it to buffer and buffer and buffer, because that could get real old real fast.
What's short and sweet timeline?
I would stick to no more than 5 minutes to 10 minutes. I mean, 10 minutes is pushing it. But I would stick to 5 minutes to at least start with until you get used to how to use WeVideo. Okay, any other questions about that so far?
I have kind of a, maybe it's related, maybe not. If I have like 2 or 3 sections of the same class, is it terrible of me to just like with my first section say, I'm going to be recording this? What? Oh, do they even need to know that? Because it's just me, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can just show your content or give them a general welcome message. You don't have to personalize it. I would just keep it as general as you can.
So would you recommend always, I guess I'm debating like, because in class, obviously I would live do the notes with them and explain it. But is it better for me to just pre-record stuff and post it? Because otherwise can't they be like talking in the middle of it with their microphones and...
Yeah, it is really nice to be able to pre-record like this, because then you can just quickly give them a verbal instructions and then put your Hovercam head down and start demonstrating exactly what you want them to do if it's on a paper activity.
And on Wednesday, you said if you were doing it live and then recording it and then posting it, you can't really do that because the kids can't really be recorded, correct?
Yeah, and well...
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily do it live. I mean, you could if you wanted to. I don't know. I think that gets kind of dicey if you're
So
asking.
it's better to record things like notes and then have them ready to play that day.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
And then I'm guessing, like Ellen and I and Sandy, we teach some similar subjects. So if I was taping something that Ellen could use, she could steal my video from Classroom and use it with her kids, even though it's me and not her.
Absolutely. Sharing is caring, you guys. And actually, so if I can point something out, because I want to get into how to save the video once you're done with it. Anything you record in WeVideo is automatically going to save to your Google Drive. All right. Roberta, did you have a question?
I was going to say something Chris was asking or Ellen was asking, and I guess I just wanted to say, as I'm putting my lessons together, I have them all planned out and ready to go. It makes the lesson a lot quicker. Like I said before, kids are going to be opening up to 7, 8 different emails, Google Classrooms. I think the shorter or the more concise we are, the better.
Agreed. And it's going to take some practice. Honestly, it took me a while to get used to recording in WeVideo. But you guys, now I'm going to present again and go back to WeVideo here. Okay, so you should now see my cursor. And when you're in WeVideo, after your video gets done buffering, that blue line is gone, you know that the video is now done in My Media configuring, and you can then drag it from your media area down to the actual storyline or the timeline where you can quickly edit it. Because if you did make a mistake, you're going to want to know how to delete stuff out. So I'm going to drag my video that's done down to video 1. Okay.
Okay, I missed that, Liz. What video are you dragging?
The video that I just recorded. So if you didn't record anything, you're not going to have anything to drag down yet. So can I ask that you watch first and then I'll have you try it?
Sure.
Okay. So I just got done recording that webcam video and then I moved it down to demonstrate something on my desk. When it's done buffering, I'm going to drag it from this My Media section down to video 1. And you'll notice that there is an orange bar around my video. And there's also a bar at the bottom that moves my timeline back and forth. And then on the far right, you've got to zoom in and zoom out on my timeline. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit and now I'll zoom back out. I prefer to actually stay zoomed out, and the reason is that I can see the whole timeline of my video and I don't have to sit and drag this bar back and forth. Okay. So now when there's an orange line around my video in the timeline, it means that I can edit it and do something with it. I also have a blue scrubber here that you can move back and forth in the video at a certain time in the video. Okay, so let's say I move the scrubber to the beginning and I press play. Okay, you'll notice. And I didn't like that 1 second where I went, okay, you're going to, or if I want to cut something out a little further in, I'm going to play it again. I said it gave me a countdown and now I can actually talk into the camera. I use my hands a lot. And then after I'm done giving my verbal directions to the students or my welcome message, then I'm going to move the head of my Hovercam downward. And I'm going to remember. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to bring it back. Now notice I'm moving the blue scrubber to a specific point. And if you're watching my face, you can see exactly when I'm saying certain things. So I'm going to put it there. Stop the blue scrubber. I'm going to play it. And then after I'm done. Okay, I want to trim it right after I laugh. Okay, so I have to make sure the orange line is around my video. I have to make sure the blue scrubber is in exactly the point where I want it. And once I have that set, then I'm going to click on this little scissors. And now you'll notice when I clicked on the scissors, it separated the video that was 1 into 2 pieces. It separated it into the piece that I don't want, that's here in the front of the timeline. And then the second part of the video here, where I want it to start, okay? So I'm gonna click on this first chunk, and I'm gonna press the delete key on my keyboard. And now that chunk that I didn't like is gone. I'm gonna click on my other part of the video and move it down to the front of my timeline. And now I've got it at a point. And then after I'm done giving my, it's still not perfect, but you know what, I'm just gonna roll with it. So keep in mind, you can do that at any point in the video. So maybe there's this middle chunk here where I just touched my nose. I don't even know where that was, but it was funny. So there's a point when I'm pointing at the camera and I don't like that. So I'm gonna pause it there. And now I can click the snip again. And now I've got two chunks again. And I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna keep moving the scrubber tool down to the point. Where do I not see my finger anymore? I don't know. So let's say I want to move it here. And if I click the scissors again, notice now my video is in 3 chunks. I've got the beginning chunk, this middle chunk, the part that I maybe don't want, and then I've got my ending chunk. So then I can click on this middle chunk and I can press delete on my keyboard to delete out that middle part where maybe I messed up. Okay, so I'm gonna pause for a minute and stop presenting. So when I'm in WeVideo, let's say I am good with my video. I don't mind these 3 chunks. I think they're totally fine. So the last step is when you get done editing your video, in the top right corner, you have to click on finish. It's not gonna save it in Google Drive until you do this step. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on finish. And now this is where it's asking you to title your video. So keep in mind, if you're gonna do one video for multiple periods, you might just wanna put Spanish 1 or whatever the name of the course is. So I'm just gonna put test video for now. And I'm gonna click on set. So I clicked finish, I gave my video a title, and now I'm going to look at how it's gonna be exported. And notice you can choose the thumbnail that shows up when kids start this video. I probably don't want this first thumbnail because it looks a little weird. I'm okay with this last one. And then I'm going to change the resolution to HD. And then finally, I want to choose the triangle icon for my destination because that's Google Drive. So when I click on Google Drive, and then I turn off Mark as public, because it doesn't need to be public for all of WeVideo users to see, I would turn that off. So again, destination is Google Drive. Turn off Mark as public. Then I'm going to click on export. So now it's telling me that this video is exporting to my Google Drive. It's not going to show up in Google Drive until it is completed. And it does tell you how long it's going to take. Keep in mind that the longer the video, the longer it's going to be to export it. Okay. So in the meantime, while this is buffering, I'm actually going to navigate to my Google Drive here for a moment. So let me bring something over. Can you see the my cursor still? You're going to have to give me a verbal yes.
Yes,
I can,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go to my Google Drive now. The moment you actually export something from WeVideo, it's going to create a WeVideo folder for you automatically. So if I go to my Google Drive and I go down to the W's, because it's alphabetized, I see my WeVideo folder here. That video, when I double click in here, it's probably not going to show up yet. And I think I called it test video. I don't remember, but it's not going to show up here yet. Oh, there it is. And notice when it does show up, at first it's a little red icon. That means it's still technically putting it into my Google Drive, it's not quite done exporting yet. The moment this red icon turns to an image, a play image like these other ones, that means that it's ready for then you to post in your Google Classroom. When you're in My Media and you click on record, we focused on the webcam feature to specifically do that. But keep in mind, if I click on screen, I want to show you this. You can demonstrate anything on your screen. So if there's a document or a website that you want to help the kids navigate, you're going to click on screen, click on next. And again, I have to choose the Hovercam as my microphone because then it'll pick up my voice better. So you can always change that if you need to. But you have to physically click on the screen you want to record and then click share. It gives you a countdown. And now wherever I click and whatever I do, the kids are going to see. So right now I'm in WeVideo. And I also have a tab up here for Google Meet. Maybe I want to demonstrate something in Google Meet. It might be how to present. So I can show them, hey, you're going to click on present now in the bottom right corner, then your entire screen. And then you're going to choose the screen that you want to record and show the kids how to present. You might want to show them how to mute their microphone or turn off their camera. So now in order to stop the recording, you have to go back to your WeVideo tab. And I'm going to hide this. Now, where did it go? It is hiding. I'm going to hover down here and click on WeVideo is sharing. And then I'm going to click on stop sharing. So it'll be a lot easier for you. Just goof around with that. And then once you press save, after you press save, notice it's buffering in My Media. And then you can drag that down and finish it to your Google Drive.
Liz, would you be able to show when you record how to do the screen and webcam? I was trying it the other night, but I could only get one recording to show. I was hoping to have like what I was doing on the screen show and then maybe like a little picture of me in the corner or something,
Yeah.
but I couldn't figure out how to get it to work.
Okay, so I'm still presenting. I'm going to go into WeVideo. And this time I'm going to select screen and webcam. And now keep in mind, I'm going to choose my Hovercam for there and my microphone as Hovercam. Let's see what happens here. Next. Oh, geez. I'm going to do screen one. Let's hope this works. Let me stop for a minute. Oh, I see what happened. So
when you click save, then it goes in as two separate videos, and I had assumed on the bottom you would drag one into video 1 and one into video 2, but then it seemed like when I would preview it, only one video was showing, not the other.
yeah, you can't layer them on top of each other. You have to think of this as layers. So I'm going to go ahead and press save here. I'm going to delete all of this stuff. It looks like both of these are done recording or done buffering. So now if I bring them down, I have to think, what do I want in as the first layer? And then what do I want on top of that layer as the second one? So I want the screen recording to be first, and then my face to be in video 2, which is technically a layer on top of that. And now if I double click on my face, it brings me to these editing features, and I can scale down my face and I can move it around, maybe in the right corner or something. So now technically, if I scaled it down and I click Save Changes, now if I press play, I don't see a webcam box. So Carrie, it looks like you have to layer them on top of each other. Put your screen recording on the bottom and then put your face on the top. Double click on your face and then scale it down and move it around wherever you want it to be.
Okay, I had missed the scale it down part. That's what I was not doing.
Thank you everyone for watching this session on WeVideo and use of your Hovercam document camera. Please contact your building tech integrator if you have any further questions about what you learned today.